This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, I'm answering the question, how much car can you afford in retirement? Today, I'm talking about calculating affordability and some guidelines to keep in mind. Now, many people start here, and it's not a bad place to start. Like, how much car can I actually afford? What kind of payments can I afford? How does that translate into the overall cost or budget for the car purchase that I'm thinking about making? I think, though, it makes sense to do this part a bit later once you've narrowed down a couple of different car options you're considering, done your homework, and made a decision, maybe not a final decision, but at least a preliminary decision about whether or not you're going to pay cash, you're going to get a loan, or you're going to lease a car. Only then can you really run the numbers on rates right now, payments, and then just confirm that, like, okay, I'm on the right path here. I can afford this decision. So I want to talk about a couple of parameters, though, if you're thinking about paying cash specifically. What is affordable? Well, a car is affordable if you're going to pay cash, if it's not going to deplete your emergency savings. And after you pull the money out of your bank account or savings, you still have 6 to 12 months of expenses left in the bank after that purchase. It's ideal to already have the cash saved, earmarked, set aside, invested in maybe a CD or a money market, or just set aside in savings earmarked for the purchase of a car. Paying cash is affordable too if you do not have to sell investments in a one-time lump sum. When doing so would cause capital gains taxes and potentially income taxes depending on the type of account you're pulling it from. Like, I don't think it's ever a good idea if you can help it. This isn't always an option. The last thing you want to do is take a big lump sum out of, say, an IRA account in retirement to buy a car, because you're going to have to take out that money for the car purchase, but you're also going to take out like 25% or 30+% many times just to pay the taxes on top of what you need for that car purchase. Plus, it has this ripple effect because anything that you do that increases income, like a large IRA withdrawal, is going to change other things. It's going to have a ripple effect across your entire financial situation, and taxes and Medicare premiums. A lot of these things are based on your income. So you want to be really careful about how your income changes and the things that you do, like large lump sum withdrawals from your IRAs, generally not a good idea if you can avoid it. So in those cases, I might consider financing a car versus taking a large lump sum withdrawal if that's the only option and I don't have a taxable account or some savings to pull from. Lastly, I think most importantly, when considering paying cash and whether or not that is affordable, is that if you're going to withdraw money from your investments, you don't already have the money set aside in cash, does that keep your portfolio withdrawal rate for the year at or around 5%? Ideally, you want to maintain a portfolio withdrawal rate on average throughout the years in retirement. 3 to 4% range is a good target. But life happens. We have spikes where you need to take out money to buy a new car, for example. So if that spike in that year isn't going to drive your withdrawals too high as a percentage in that particular year, then I would say that that is also something where you could draw from your investments and it would be an affordable and good, prudent decision. If you can time it, you want to also do that only in a year where your returns are good. So like last year would have been a great year to take a larger withdrawal. This year for many people is a great year to take a withdrawal because we're having a good year. You can take out extra money. And if you can be flexible with that and timing your withdrawals for a year where you have some good, strong, positive returns, that would be ideal. So you could even go up to, I would say, a 6% withdrawal rate in some of these years where you have higher spending. It's just life. That's what happens. But again, you want to bring it right back down to that 3 to 4% range after that. So a car purchase, paying cash would also be affordable as long as it's not going to spike your withdrawal rate in a given year too much higher than the norm. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Michike, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.